Whether you're nearing retirement or still a few years away, there are 5 common mistakes that you're going to want to avoid at all costs. Let's dig a little deeper into those, talk about how to protect your retirement from some of these setbacks. Number 1, miscalculating future expenses. One of the biggest mistakes people make in retirement is underestimating how their expenses are going to change throughout retirement, right? I mean, just like in football where conditions can unexpectedly change on the field, life's going to change too. And with it, so will spending habits. Major events like getting married, having kids, relocating, it can cause shifts to how we spend our money. Add in other factors like inflation, which is especially noticeably here recently. You might find yourself needing more money than you thought. How do we avoid these kind of mistakes? We never stop planning. We have a process to regularly review, regularly adjust the financial plan to account for any changes in your personal circumstances and in the economy. Being consistent, just like a team is going to stick to its game plan even when the situation on the field, changes. The second thing is overlooking healthcare coverage. This is one that catches a lot of people off guard. Great defense can win championships. In retirement, your defense is making sure you're adequately protected from any of these healthcare costs. Obviously, if you're going to retire before Medicare kicks in, could be a big hit to your savings, right? Private insurance, health plans for early retirees could be fairly expensive. If you're not prepared and a medical emergency comes up, could wipe out a significant portion of your nest egg. So what are ways to avoid this potential mistake or turnover? You got to look at every option that's available. Whether you could get on a spouse's plan potentially. You could purchase through the healthcare marketplace. Maybe you have an HSA, a health savings account that you could rely on. Having a solid plan in place is going to ensure that you're not caught off guard by any healthcare costs down the road. Third thing is overestimating returns on investments. We talked in other episodes about not relying on the big play, the Hail Mary pass all the time. You can't always rely on the big plays to win games. Just like similarly planning for retirement, you can't rely on overly optimistic investment returns to carry you to the finish line. Now, we want good growth, right? Stock market's going to have its up and downs. It's grown historically over time, but it's not always going to be predictable. There may be periods where the market underperforms. And if you're counting on a certain return, you could come up short when it matters the most. Ways to avoid this potential mistake or turnover in retirement is to make sure you have a good diversified portfolio. Obviously, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't rely on one play. And don't expect every investment to outperform year after year. We got to have a balanced approach. Make sure that we've got a mix of stocks, potentially bonds, mutual funds, etc. They're going to provide stability over the long run. This next one, a lot of people don't think about this, but this is feeling lonely and bored potentially. I know this may be one that surprises some of you, but folks, retirement's not just about your finances, and putting together a game plan and playbook is not just about your finances. A big mistake people fail to plan for is the emotional and social changes that come along when you leave the workforce. Here's the reality. We've worked for tons and tons of years. We have a community around us. We've got people we hang out with. Sometimes when we leave, we lose some of that community. I personally went through this when I was done playing football. One of the biggest things I missed was that locker room atmosphere, and I really had to be intentional and seek that out in other areas of my life. Also, other retirees find themselves feeling bored or isolated because that structure is gone. Folks, studies show that loneliness and this boredom actually affects our longevity, affects our mental health and physical health. You got to have a plan for how you're going to spend your time. What hobbies do you want to pursue? What old hobbies do you want to start up? What new ones, right? What communities do you want to be a part of? Do you want to work part-time? Find something you enjoy doing. That's just as important as your financial stability. Last but not least, applying early for Social Security. Or too early. I would say this is one of the biggest potential mistakes that people make when it comes to retirement, is applying for the Social Security benefits too soon. Did y'all know that over 50% of people applying for Social Security today, start it at age 62 as soon as possible. Now, for some, that may be the right thing. And I'm not making a recommendation. It is something that we need to really think about and put thought into. It's designed to provide a steady income in retirement, but of course, the longer you wait to take it, the bigger that amount will be. Claiming early could cost you tens of thousands of dollars over the course of your retirement. How do you avoid this potential mistake? You got to be patient, right? You've got to review your situation. You got to determine the best time for you to claim Social Security based on your needs. I would even recommend meeting with a financial professional who can help run some scenarios for you to figure out at what age should I draw? What's my plan until I draw? Am I going to work? Am I going to work part-time? Am I going to draw down some of my investment portfolio? And I think you got to think about your spouse if you're married, right? Who's going to live longer? That's going to play into it as well. Just like in football, retirement comes down to preparation, discipline. Avoiding some of these costly turnovers, these mistakes, is going to help you stay in control of your retirement, keep you moving forward towards your financial goals. We appreciate you joining us again here for another Live More, Leave Your Mark Total Retirement Game Plan. If you're ready to avoid some of your turnovers in your financial future, avoid some of those mistakes, reach out. We can work together on putting a retirement strategy in place. And I love this quote from Vince Lombardi. It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. Have a great day.